Welcome to My Friends Don't Know, a podcast about news and politics. I am your host and co-host, Kapi. This is episode number 4, and I'm definitely starting this episode off talking about them $1,200 checks that we getting and all the details behind it. So getting right to it, who's eligible for these checks? If you are a single U.S. resident with an adjusted gross income less than $99,000, or if you file as the head of a household and earn under $146,500, or if you file jointly without children and earn less than 198 racks, you're going to be getting a check. Now, not everybody's going to get a check for $1,200. So, if you're single and you make under $75,000 a year, you'll get the $1,200. If you make between $75 and $99, it depends how much you make. If you're a head of a household, you'll get the $1,200 if your gross income is $112,500 or less. $112,500 or less. Married couples, if y'all earn under $150,000, you're gonna get $2,400, and you'll also get $500 for each child that's 16 years old or younger. But listen, if you haven't filed your federal taxes for 2018, then you should file that now, or it could affect your check. If you or your parents or your grandparents get Social Security, retirement, or disability, that $1,200 check coming for y'all too. Now, when are we getting these checks? The Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin, he said he expects us to receive these checks in about 3 weeks. And he said that this past Sunday, so by 4/20 or April 21st, we should be getting these checks. That's going to be lit. If you've already set up direct deposit with the IRS for like when you get your tax returns or whatever, then you don't got to do nothing. You good. The money's going to come into the direct deposit account and you're going to be straight. If you haven't set up direct deposit and you want to, they said they're going to make a website where you could fill out all the information so you could get that through direct deposit. If you still not sure if you're going to get a check, the IRS said that everyone who's going to get a check is going to receive a notice in the mail with information about where and when it sent your check. Just make sure when you get that notice or when you get the actual check that you wipe it down with Clorox wipes, because you never know. At this point, I'm wiping down everything that comes through the door at the crib. Everything is getting wiped down with Clorox wipes. I ain't taking no chances. But yo, if you filing for unemployment, here's some things you should know. And if you don't need this information, but you know somebody that does, please pass this information on to whoever you know that needs it. First, y'all getting that $1,200 check too. Second, go into this unemployment process having all the patience in the world. Like, you got to understand, it's 3.3 million people that filed for unemployment this last week. So, the websites might be shaky, might be down. You might have to come back. As long as you file it throughout the week, you should be all right. They did set up certain guidelines. So, like, what they want, ideally, is if your last name starts with A through F, they want you to file your claim on Monday. If it starts with G through N, Tuesday. O through Z on Wednesdays. But if you miss your day, you could call between Thursday, Saturday, and you'll be all right. So if you file later in the week, it's not going to delay the payment. It goes by, week by week basis. Now, how much you going to get? So unemployment usually covers like 40 to 45% of what the average worker makes. And the average worker, according to them, makes $1,000 a week. So you get around 40 to 45% of that, plus an additional $600 a week. That's going to be for the next 4 months, I believe. That's pretty much it for the most part as far as that $1,200 check and unemployment. As far as what we're getting off that $2 trillion bill that they just passed, which I got issues with. See, because what happened was we was supposed to also get protection if you couldn't pay your credit card bills or whatever affects your credit report. We were supposed to get protection so that it wouldn't affect your credit report for 4 months. But what happened was lobbyists stepped in and what's a word I could use here? Lobbyists came in and persuaded the people writing the bill to take that out. And I really have a problem with lobbyists. This is one of the things that on the news you hear that term repeated so much that it kind of feels normalized, but I don't think that's normal. I don't think that's something that should exist. And I don't feel like it bothers people as much as it should as far as like mainstream. But so pretty much lobbyists are hired by companies and industries to influence the people who we elect to write laws and pass these bills. So like out the gate, this isn't something I want somebody that I elect to take part in. Like, for example, you think back, cigarette lobbyists for a long time persuaded senators to not include in any laws or bills that there should be a warning sign on cigarette packs. Now, recent years they passed it. So now we see like, whatever warnings the nicotine kills and all this wild stuff. And this happens on a daily basis. This is a normal thing. And it's something like, let's all of us organize all the bodegas in the city, and we're going to pay for somebody to lobby for us in D.C. So somebody's going to go to D.C. representing all the bodega owners, and whenever they pass a bill or a new law, they're going to influence them, however they get influenced, to include something for us. Now, in reality, when we talk lobbyists, we're talking about big banks, we're talking about big oil, big companies with capital B's, plural. And they're the ones writing the laws. And I don't mean writing the laws like figuratively. There's been actual cases where a senator is up on the little podium arguing for whatever he wants included in the bill or whatever law that they're debating at the moment. And the paper they're reading off, that has a logo of the company that paid the lobbyist to influence that senator. So these companies are paying lawyers to write laws, and either the lawyer's a lobbyist or the lawyer will give these laws to the lobbyist, and the lobbyist will go meet with the senator, take them out for a nice dinner, influence them however they get influenced. And then that senator's going to go to that podium and he's going to present that law with such a passion, bro, that if you can't see past it, you're gonna believe that this is something that he's actually fighting for. It's nasty, bro. That's nasty. And they not hiding it. And to repeat myself on purpose, this is why it's important to vote. Imagine having a stand-up person representing us that's gonna tell these companies, "Nah, I'm good." Oh yeah, that's what you want passed. Oh, okay, and ignore them. They're gonna focus on the mission that they were elected on. That's something I'm hoping for. I feel it's something that is achievable. I don't think lobbyists are gonna last forever. I don't know, man. The way money talks, money is loud in this country. Money is very loud. Now I wanted to talk about what we should be expecting as far as where we are with this coronavirus. And it's, if you've been listening to the previous episode, I've been saying it's gonna get bad. Like, yeah, it's about to get really, really bad. To be honest, we lost somebody in the family to coronavirus this last week. I know people close to me that have it. It's something that, I would hear on TV. Like, I think the mayor said, expect half of New York City to get it. Maybe because we're isolated, I guess, it doesn't feel like I'd know somebody that had it. Like, I'd know somebody real close and personal to me that had it. Chances are we're gonna know a few people that have it. As of today, we had just under 4,000 people that have died from this in the country. Trump was on TV this past week saying that if we could keep the total number of deaths down to between 100,000 to 250,000, then that would be a good job. Now, I won't get into why that's a BS statement, but the numbers that he said are a reality. That the expert doctors that are in these press conferences say is something we should expect. It's something that they're trying to obviously get ahead of and keep control and keep way under it, but it's something that we should expect to see happen. Now, I said we only have 4,000 so far. So if we're going to see a jump to 100 to 250,000, we're about to go through a period in time where we're going to see a lot of deaths in this country. That's going to be tough. That's going to be real tough. But I wanted to mention it because I feel it's something that if we know it's coming, then it's going to be sad, but it won't hit us as hard in the sense of like panic, in the sense of like, well, what's going on? Like, why are all these people dying? And it's going to be sad. It's going to be dark. Again, we're praying that it doesn't get that bad, but this is really why the quarantine is so important. And I know for a lot of people, quarantine has been tough. And now the thought of having to do that for the next month, maybe 2 months, really, is tough. Everybody right now, for the most part, wants life to get back to normal, to whatever normalcy they had before. That's really what we all want. Like, this is weird for everybody. It's a lot to take in, but take a deep breath and understand that normalcy is not happening right now. We're really gonna have to figure it out and just quarantine, man. Stay home. If we want to avoid those 6-figure deaths and longer quarantine times, that's how we're going to do it. Making that sacrifice. It's tough, it's annoying, it's frustrating, but understand the cost of you saying, yo, forget it, I'm going out. I feel like, forget it, I'm out. I'm going outside. If you do that, you think you're the only one that's thinking that? Nah. But together, we could get it done, B, for real. We could really get in front of what's coming and do our part to keep those numbers down. And I'm praying we do that sooner than later, because it's some wild, it's getting wild in this country, man. I read today that the mayor of Washington, D.C. is threatening residents with 90 days in jail and a $5,000 fine if they leave their homes during the corona outbreak period where they're supposed to stay home. And they're leaving who gets arrested and who gets the fine up to the police officer's discretion. Pin that. Also, because the DC courts are operating in a limited capacity due to the virus, it's unclear when arrested people will be released. Pin that. The labor union that represents the jail officers in Washington, D.C., part of the Fraternal Order of Police, voted no confidence against the Department of Correction leaders' safety conditions to prevent the spread of the virus. So let's sum that up. So if you went outside and, God forbid, caught the virus, we're going to put you somewhere that the virus could spread even faster. What kind of logic is that? Hospitals in Washington state are threatening to fire doctors and other healthcare workers who speak publicly about their working conditions during the coronavirus pandemic. And we've already heard about doctors and healthcare workers who have to share masks, reuse masks. If there's no mask, use a bandana. Listen, man, prayers and positive energy to those who have family, or if you got your peoples going through it. Rest in peace to Pedrito. It's scary out there, y'all. Please, please be safe. Wear gloves. If you got masks, wear them. If you in the supermarket, somebody's in the aisle, wait. Go to the next aisle, go around. It's just not worth it right now. You got to take every precaution. To my friends that don't know, I hope this helped keep y'all informed. To my friends that do know, check me, man. Maybe I misspoke. I am your host and co-host, Kapi. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see you next week.